What's up, unretirees? Art Johnson here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how communicating with Google Gemini AI inside my Google Workspace business account can help us navigate our great leap forward climate action wise. So be sure to hang in there to the end of this video so you don't miss out. So let's dive right in to navigating our great leap forward in year 2026 climate action wise. As a matter of habit, a few weeks back, we did another episode on Stephen R Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I really, really like where it's at and how we're actually using it as a matter of habit to know what to do, why to do it, and to understand what we really deeply desire and want to create, actually create, and the skills of how to get there. And at the center of this is cultivating all these amazing 7 habits. And so the goal is to enlarge my circle of influence and my private victory on things that matter to me. And you can see there's a lot in my circle of concern, but my circle of influence is relatively small. So understanding and having daily private victory each week in habits 1, 2, and 3 matters to me and can enlarge my circle of influence. Let me explain. So by doing this, I can essentially expand this on things that matter with the help of Google AI. And so this is where the New World Communications journey comes in. Here's my whole suite of e-learning services that I'm working on to move from promise to unfolding reality by revisiting Stephen R Covey's 7 Habits paradigm. So paradigm habit number 1 is to be proactive rather than just be reactive to people that I see most people just kind of react to this and that. Is between stimulus and response, there's a whole freedom to choose and to learn from. Our self-awareness, our imagination, our conscience, our independent will. And I want to add learning, 21st century learning and communications to help us respond better and more effectively. And habit number 2 is to begin with my end in mind. Imagine that people are standing around your memorial service here and you think about what you want people to be able to say about you and the legacy that you leave behind. I just turned 80. That's really on my mind. It's like the Undertaker's talk about your eventuality. We all have it. And so that can inform a personal mission statement that I've been doing through the book. And for me, the road to achieving public victory beyond the private victory is by putting first things first. Now, besides my family, e-learning services, my suite, my New World Communications is my road to getting there. And I've been developing a whole suite of e-learning services over the years, leveraging decades of learning, connecting with climate action frontrunners, telling a mega story with my new explainer video services and my CEO, Dave. You can go to my website and see that. He's up here. If you click on this link up here, you'll see him talking. He's kind of skinny. We got him fattened him up in some other applications here. And we creating my first 2 new avatar assistants. I have my Imani Jones and my fattened up CEO Dave helping me pitch my programs and services, which I invite you to visit my website to do that. And then recently, we've been diving into EcoActus's Climate Bootcamp and their new AI-powered climate strategy and innovation guide uses ChatGPT, which is really good. I've been using both. But I also thought about revisiting my own ultra affordable Google Workspace business account and its suite of applications that now includes Gemini AI. And the goal is, in my public victory, habit number 4, is to think win-win. Now, some folks in the administration talk about winning and you lose, then I win, you lose, and you know, that works out to being both people losing because that doesn't really work so well. But the best way to do this is win-win. And my goal is to have us all win by being more considerate and taking more courage, because it takes courage to do this, to deal with folks across the aisle, across persuasions here. And so habit number 5 talks about seeking first to understand and then to be understood. We don't sometimes take, or where are you coming from? Black people used to say back in the day, we used to say, hey, look, don't, where are you coming from? Why are you coming off the wall like that with me? Rather than just shoot me, rather just react. Let me know where you're coming from, because I see you as a human being first and all. It's changed a little bit. But anyway, that's what I'm seeking to do. And the way to do that is seek first to understand and then be understood. And that involves synergizing. Now, that's a really interesting way, but the Taoist way, if you look at this Taoist symbol here of the integrating the yin and the yang, the male and the female, and the internal and the external, and how that all kind of works together in unity. And the Buddhists talk about fishing for the third alternative in Buddhism between, opposites here. And, Hegel, who was influenced by Asian philosophy, like many of the Europeans were during the time, talks about thesis and antithesis and the dialectics of achieving both. And that's kind of what I'm really interested in doing. I think that's a possibility, particularly now. And so one of the things that came to me was, thinking about synergizing. I said, wow, man, that's something. I need help with that. I had to sleep on that. And then in the morning, crack of dawn, and I woke up with, wow, I need to revisit my Google Workspace business account. Doesn't it have Gemini in it? Maybe a way to collaborate the smart way with Google AI. So, what I needed to do, explore how Gemini AI advanced applications might help me inside my own Google apps. Interesting. So here I decided to open up a blank Google Doc inside of my Google Workspace account and start doing some prompting to do some communication using Gemini. And so this is what I did. This is the actual file here. This is a draft. This gives me ideas. This is a draft. I'm not necessarily going to do this, or if I do, I'm going to get some more help doing it. But my very first prompt was, I'm a CEO and Chief Learning Officer with New World Communications, my own 21st century remote consulting practice and virtual enterprise. I care about addressing the world's climate change challenges as climate action opportunities that flow good and income to underserved communities via new jobs and net new income generating opportunities. Now, what I mean by underserved communities, these are people across generations, across races, across genders, across market sectors, across the planet, just so to be absolutely clear. And I just turned 80 and have been experiencing age discrimination myself, on top of racial, class, gender, and educational discrimination, among others. But since 1997, I've been developing a robust suite of global communications and e-learning services. My tasks are the following. I need them to become revenue streams, but need to manage other independent contractors to implement them. I'm 80 years old. I need some help. I need to develop people who can work with me as independent contractors. To arrive at this, I need to train and empower other 55 plus and 65 plus unretirees to create revenue using my suite of e-learning services. To arrive at this, I need to train and empower people to do this. Here is my website to use as a reference. And I gave him my website. Can you help me grow this business? And look at how it responded. That is a powerful and visionary mission, leveraging a robust suite of communications and e-learning services to address the climate crisis while empowering a highly experienced yet often overlooked workforce of 55 plus and 65 plus unretirees is a great model for a 21st century virtual enterprise. Boy, this thing is speaking to me. You imagine how, I mean, my skin tingles just thinking about how it responded. Here is a strategic framework to help you translate your existing service suite into scalable revenue streams and empower your team of independent contractors. So it really kind of talks about kind of the stage one, major section one is the strategy for scaling and revenue generation. Your goal is to transition from a service suite to a scalable revenue model that can be implemented by independent contractors. The key is to align your offerings with measurable business outcomes for your clients. So the actionable steps right here, my first strategic pillar is education-led growth, ELG, and partnership development. If you go to my website, that's one of the things I have is global strategic partnership building and to focus on business to business revenue. Instead of, now this is really interesting because I was just focusing on individuals, but it said instead of individual sales, target large organizations, NGOs, and government agencies with climate sustainability mandates. Okay, they've already gone to a thing and saying, you know, we realize the business relevance, our economic relevance to become more sustainable. We won't exist if we don't do this. One of the key examples are the people in Salesforce were saying, you know, we need data centers, but data centers need a lot of water and they need a lot of electricity. So we're in the game of climate action because we need that for our business model. And you know, we have other people are really trying to just block data centers altogether. That's not going to happen because there's so much drive to use AI to do solutions here. And so it wants to use also partner education as a sales tool, offer specific e-learning modules to partners, i.e. communications firms, climate tech companies that educate them on your services and how to sell them. Wow. You know, we had actually what we did when you look at our CEO, Dave, when he looked at our climate possibility of doing virtual focus groups and strategic services to solve his issues, he ends up selling himself. We asked him, what do you think? Why do you need that? And he said, I got a lot on my plate. Help me with this. And so that became partner education can be like a sales tool here. It's key to leveraging your contractors and expanding your reach. That strategy transitions your internal expertise into a scalable external sales force. Wow. Here is a plan to develop this offer, focusing on the content and structure of the educational modules, developing your partner education program. The goal is to create content that makes it easy for your partners, independent contractors, communication firms, climate tech companies, etc., to understand, sell, and implement your services. Whoa! And so the focus area is the certification modules. To create these will serve as a curriculum for your internal certified New World Communications partner credential. Oh, wow. And to really look at that, the first module would be the Climate Action Opportunity Framework, deep dive into your unique approach and philosophy connecting climate action, underserved communities, and new jobs. This provides the why. Then module B is Service Suite Sales Blueprint, a detailed step-by-step guide on pitching and selling your core e-learning and communication services, instructional design, virtual conferences, etc. This provides the what and how to sell. And then module C is the unretiree implementation protocol. You train partners on how to effectively manage and collaborate with your 65, 55 plus unretiree contractors to ensure smooth project delivery that provides the how to deliver. And then you got this to develop your sales tools and assets, develop high value, reusable sales assets. Partners need standardized branded tools to represent your firm consistently. And there's also a NDA, a non-competitive agreement, and how to develop that. And, advises me to go and get some lawyer help to do that. And then there's a partner playbook, a single searchable document containing FAQs, that's future, and, frequent asked questions, pricing guidelines, service descriptions, and case studies when available. And then there's co-branded pitch decks. Create slide decks that partners can easily co-brand with their logo to pitch your services to their clients. And then there's continuous engagement. Establish a knowledge sharing and incentive system. Keep partners engaged and up to date with new offerings and practices. And then you're going to have quarterly partner webinars. Use your virtual conferencing platform for live sessions on new service launches, market trends, and successful sales techniques. 10, make sure you provide the incentive structure. Implement clear commission and referral tiers. The certification acts as a barrier to entry, ensuring high quality while the tiers reward successful sales performance. This systemic approach will ensure that your partners are not only educated, but also incentivized and equipped with high quality tools to grow your revenue streams. I could go on, but what I did was that's just the first page. I discovered also recently that in Google Docs, you can have tabs like in spreadsheets. So I made a whole new tab for what the courses and certifications might look like. And it just came through with all how to use this and how to plug it in week by week. And then, and then I said, well, wait a minute, I'm trying to make this as a course that has a lot of videos. So I asked Google AI, I said, can you give me as teleprompter-ready scripts? so, so I went over here and it said, okay, I'm going to do that for you. And so even, I said, don't make them any more than 15 minutes long. So this part of it is only 1 minute long. This part is 6 minutes long. This part is another 5 minutes long. So it's a total of 15 minutes. So it automatically did the math here and gave me great content to work on and review. I don't have to use it all, but this thing has rocketed me forward. Now, the latest thing here, I'm going to go ahead and stop this thing. Can you get the idea that this thing can really help? And I'm really here to help you. I'm helping you to navigate this whole unretired life of yours. Many of us need additional revenue. Social Security is not enough. And we have so many skills, so many latent assets that we've used all our lives, our wisdom that can really be leveraged, with someone who cares about you like I do, who can give you some work that's also going to give you revenue as we move the needle forward climate action wise. So if you need more information about this, Now, the other thing I wanted to say, I've also another tool that I've located is Google Classroom, which is also included in this. I had been kind of shopping around for a learning management system architecture, and people wanted to sell me so many things and all that. And I realized that, my under $30 business account has access to a Google Classroom. And it's really amazing, and it works with all the tools. So, life is good. And I'm just so ecstatic about helping you. So if you need to get a hold of me, you can text or call me at 206-920-8067. You can email me at support@newworldcom.com. You can visit my website at newworldcom.com. And really, if you join my YouTube channel here, you'll continue, you won't miss out. And I don't want to leave anybody behind that cares about climate and cares about their family and making a dent, leaving a legacy. If you're doing yourself your own tombstone test, your own beginning with your end in mind, what are you going to be leaving behind? I want to leave behind a really, really great initiative that others can follow up behind me. I have children, I have grandchildren. I care about this planet, and I know you do too. So let's get together. I look forward to working with you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Leave a comment. I'm doing this thing. I need to build more loyal fans here, and eventually I'm going to be offering this whole curriculum here for early adopters here at a really radically discounted price. So you can be a front runner with this. And some of the people, if once they're certified, well, eventually I'll bring them on board. I'll start with independent contractors, but then I have to build and scale as staff, and that'll take a little time. But I'm not wasting one remaining moment on this earth plane, and I know you don't want to either. So let's get together. I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much.